everyone, so today I'm super excited because I'm doing a really bright, beautiful blue. It's probably one of my favorite eyeshadows that I have. It was requested for me to do a tutorial using this color, and it's the using the Vice palette from Urban Decay. Can't even talk today. And I'm using the color Chaos, which is this really beautiful matte royal blue. It's really intense. It's more intense if you use a white base, which I'm using the Milk Jumbo Pencil from NYX. If you don't want it that bright, like I say in the tutorial, then skip that step and just apply a skin tone color base, like a paint pot or something like that. But this color is super pigmented. I think that Urban Decay did a great job formulating that color, just because typically colors like that, for me, I find it very hard to get really good payoff. They have a lot of fallout and they can be kind of streaky, but this one, if you follow my steps of packing on the color and the motions that I do with my brush, you won't have any problems with it. So if you want to see how to do this look, keep watching on the tutorial. Also request if you want me to do tutorials with some of the other brighter colors in this palette. I love this palette, so I will be willing to do so. So if you want to know how to do this or see how to do this look, then keep watching. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do is start off with a white base. I'm using the NYX Jumbo Eyeshadow Pencil in Milk, and this is going to make this blue stand out. Now if you don't want it so bright, don't put on a white base, because that's one of the main reasons why it is so vibrant. And it is a really pigmented color. For being such a bright, bold color. Sometimes these shades, especially in matte forms, they're not very pigmented. And then I'm going to just take a deluxe crease brush from Real Techniques, and I'm going to blend this out. And I'm going to just pull it upwards just a little bit up toward my crease. And then if you get any like little clumps or too much in a certain area, you can use your finger to kind of blend that out a bit. So, something like that is pretty easy. You can even use like a paint pot, like Soft Ochre or Painterly paint pot, anything like that works just fine. Now I'm actually going to start with my brow highlight and work my way down. So I'm going to take the color Anonymous, which is just a matte ivory shade in the palette. It's the third one on the very last row, and I'm taking that on a MAC 252 brush, and I'm just going to pat that right underneath my brow bone. Now I chose a matte shade just because everything is so bright and bold. I want everything to be kind of matte. We will add a little bit of a nice sheen into the inner corner highlight later on towards the end of the tutorial, just to add a little something special there. So any color that matches your skin tone, as long as it's matte, it's going to work just fine. Then I want to take a tapered crease brush. This is the SS226 from Sigma. They did change their numbers recently. I don't know what the new numbering is, but something that's very small and tapered. If you don't have this, the Sephora Professional rounded crease brush number 13 is very similar, it's just a little bit longer. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend the color Laced and Anonymous. So Laced is also another matte shade in this palette, and it's a little bit of a, it has a little bit of a slight tannish taupe kind of color, and I'm going to mix it with Anonymous, and I'm going to tilt my head back, and I'm going to find my crease like so. If you want, also something that I did for the other eye is take a pencil brush, an E30 from Sigma, again with the same two colors mixed, and just kind of find where your crease is and create basically a rounded shape like so, and then take that fluffy brush and just kind of blend this out. And what this is going to do is prevent that blue from traveling too far up. You want to keep it pretty much on the lid, just because I personally think it looks better. So you want to just work this back and forth like so. Doesn't have to be too dramatic, nothing too fancy. Just keeping it simple. Now for the blue color, I'm going to be using the brush that came in the Vice palette. I'm going to be using the small shadow end, and the color is called Chaos, and it's the boldest color in the palette, and it's right there. It's the second one in the second row. And so what you want to do is take your brush and kind of load it up with the color, and then you want to pat this brush onto a paper towel or a napkin because this color does fall out quite a bit. And you'll see when you tap it off, you have quite a bit that actually comes off of the brush. And then what you want to do is just tap it onto the lid. Do not swipe because, again, fall out. And also, I haven't done my concealer under my eyes, so that also helps. So all you have to do is just keep building this color up until you get to the intensity that you prefer. And I just do patting motions, and when you do that, you can see how intense it gets. And just make sure you take it all the way to the outer edge of your eye. Like so, and just keeping it onto the lid. You want to just kind of make sure that this area here of your eyelid that is leading up to your crease also has some of the color, but don't pull it up any further than that. And when you come to this inner corner, just lightly with whatever's left on the brush, swipe. You can do some swiping motions because by that point you shouldn't have anything on there. The most product should be pretty much in the center going out towards the end of the eye or the edge of your eye. So just keep packing this on and just keep building it up. Okay, so the next step is once you have the lid basically built up to the intensity that you prefer, it's time to take some Scotch tape to create this wing shape. Now, if you don't want to use tape, because sometimes if you're very sensitive, it can irritate the outer corner of your eye, just create it with a detailer brush like this one, and then go over the edges with one of these little Q-tips that has like a pointed end and a paddle. And you can just clean it up and create the shape. But I'm going to use tape just because it doesn't bother me. So I'm going to place this basically following my lower lash line. Almost as if I'm trying to connect the tape from my lower lash line up to the corner of my brow. And it might not stick perfectly, and that's okay because I had to clean up this side anyways. So take that same brush and load up with some of the Chaos color and tap off some of the excess. And then just start applying that in this shape here. And again, just staying kind of below the crease. And you just want to have some sort of shape because I'm going to clean it up and then continue building the color. So just to kind of start off with this shape. Then I'm going to take my tape off, and it creates the shape just like so. And of course, you're just going to have to clean up, and that's okay. So then take whatever's left on the brush at this point and just kind of swipe it towards the inner corner or to the middle of your lid just to kind of fill in your little gaps. Take the same crease brush that you used. Obviously, it's going to be clean. I wiped it down, and just kind of go around these edges just to kind of soften anything. And if there's any harsh lines or anything like so, it's going to basically blend the outer edge into your crease shade that you applied earlier. And then I just want to kind of make sure that everything looks very seamless. I'm taking a really small detail brush like this one with the same blue eyeshadow. And I'm just going to make sure that this line basically comes into my crease like that. And then I'm just going to keep building this up until I get the intensity that I want. Okay, now for the lower lash line, I'm going to kind of go and work on that area. I'm taking a small angled brush from e.l.f. It's a little bit damp with my Fix Plus, or you can use water. Taking some of that same blue eyeshadow. And what you want to do is go really close to the base of the lashes and kind of make a connection from the tip of, or the edge of the your wing part. Sorry, I can't even talk today. And kind of connect it so it just kind of looks very seamless, like I have on this eye, where it just looks like it comes from the tip here all the way down. And I put the most of the color on the outer part of the eye, and then whatever's left on the brush, sweep it probably to about right here, leaving the inner corner bare so we can add a little bit of highlight shade. So I'm just going to keep applying this. And if you don't want to do this part, again, you don't have to. It'll look more put together once you do your eyeliner and your mascara. So I'm just going to keep adding some of this color. Next, what you want to do is tight line. I'm going to use my Urban Decay Zero pencil. And I'm going to just tight line my upper lash line. Just to fill in any little gaps that you may have. Makes it look more put together. And don't rush doing this look because this color does take a lot of time to build up. and to kind of get it perfect. Also, before I apply my eyeliner, I want to take a MAC 219 pencil brush, or you can even use the E30 that we used earlier, just wipe it down, and take that shade Anonymous. And I just want to pop that right in this inner pocket right in here, just to kind of make it a little bit lighter. Like so. Then for eyeliner, what I'm using today is my Maybelline Master Precise gel. It's not a gel, it's a liquid liner pen. And it's by the Eye Studio, and this is one of my favorite liquid liners. As you can see, it has a really long felt tip. It's like a marker. And what I'm going to do is basically just do a thin line at the base of my lashes and just create a tiny little flick to go along with the eyeshadow. I don't want anything too thick or too dramatic because I want the eyeshadow to be seen. If you do too much of a thick eyeliner, the color will kind of fade and kind of just get covered, and you won't really see it. You just see a little bit of blue poking out over the top of the eyeliner, and I kind of want it to be more, I guess, more noticeable. So just basically stick really close to the lashes. And I just want to add a little bit of a highlight in the inner corner. So taking just a small little brush, and I'm going to go with the color Echo Beach, which is a really beautiful kind of champagne-y, shimmery color. It is very metallic if you put too much of it on. So taking a little bit of that, popping that right in this inner corner of the tear duct area, just because everything is so kind of matte. They don't have a lot of dimension as far as being shimmery or metallic, so I want to add a little something, and I feel like this is the perfect place to add that touch of shimmer, and it just helps kind of open up the eye, and this blue really makes the whites of your eye really bright and vibrant. So then it's time for mascara. I'm using my CoverGirl Clump Crusher. Use a mascara that's very volumizing, that's very lengthening and thickening. If you have short lashes, then you may need to apply some false eyelashes. But I like the volume and the length that this Clump Crusher mascara gives me. So I'm just going to, as you can see, that's just with not even a full coat. So before I apply the mascara to the lower lashes, I want to clean it up a bit. I'm going to use my Age Rewind Concealer in Light from Maybelline. And I'm just going to just dab it on like so. Taking my Sigma Tapered Kabuki F86, it's my favorite brush for concealer, and then I'm just going to clean this up just so everything looks nice and seamless. Okay, so now we have to finish the whole look. I haven't added any powder to my face. I'm going to be using my Revlon Nearly Naked powder in the color Fair, and just a kabuki brush. This is a limited edition one from Eco Tools. And then I'm just going to push that onto my skin just to kind of mattify it a little bit. I'm going to use my Benefit Hoola as I always do, and I'm using a, whoa, knocked it over. It's one of those like domed brushes from Sigma. This is the 138, the SS 138, so I don't know the new numbering. I apologize. Just get a little bit of that, go around my hairline like so. A little bit where I normally would contour, and then just kind of buff that out. I'm not using too much of it because I don't want too much going on my cheeks or my lips either today. Just because this blue is quite bright, but I actually really love this blue. It's a little bit more of a deeper blue. I think maybe it's not coming off quite, get a little too much there. And if you do that, take your powder brush and go right over it, and basically it erases that. For blush, I'm going to keep it super easy and very neutral and soft. I'm going to use my Tarte blush in Expose, which is just basically like a rosy tan. And just applying just a teensy amount of that. Nothing too much, because I did go a little bit more with my bronzer than I normally would, just to kind of add a little bit of color, because for some reason this bright color really washes me out. So I'm just going to blend those together with my kabuki brush. And then if you want to add a little bit of a highlight, what the heck, why not? I'm going to use my High Beam from Benefit. Do need to find a brush. I'm going to apply some of that to the back of my hand. Ooh, I know what brush I can use. My MAC 130 brush. It's like one of those, and this is just a beautiful kind of glow. Just because everything is matte, if it was shimmery, my eyeshadow, I would not be doing this step. And I do apologize, I can't get this hair. If I'm not looking at you at the camera, I'm using the mirror on my wall to apply this. Just taking a little bit more. And it just gives a nice glow, as you can see. Like, I need extra glow since I'm oily, but I never really do these steps in my tutorials, and I never really go all out. I'm going to put down the bridge of my nose as well. You can contour the side of your nose if you'd like. And I'm going to take a little bit onto my Cupid's bow, just to kind of add a little extra something there. It's a little trick to make your lips a little fuller. Like so. I probably should have saved that little highlighting tips and tricks for a video, but that may be coming in the near future. For my lips, I'm going to keep it super easy and super simple. I'm using my Revlon lipstick in Pink Sugar, which is just a really nice, light, almost nothing kind of pink, as you can see right there. It does have a little bit of a sheen to it. What this is going to do is just add a little sparkle. It's got a little bit of a golden sparkle to it, kind of like a little bit of on the glittery side, but not too much. So I think it's perfect for this look. It gives my lips a little something without being too much to take away from the eyes. Just a little bit of a sparkly, kind of girly thing going on. So I really like this look. I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial. It's definitely one of my my brighter looks. If you want to see more looks with the Vice Pen, let me know, because there's definitely some other brighter shades in there as well that have a little bit of shimmer to them, so I'm willing to do some tutorials. So leave it in the comment section if you are interested, so that I can go ahead and start planning those out. And I'm not sure when this video is going to go up. I do have a lot of them that I've recorded previously that are going to go up. I have a lot of things going on. My background is going to be changing. So I'm going to talk about that in probably my upcoming vlog video that I'm doing for today. So thank you so much for joining me for this tutorial. I hope you guys love it as much as I do, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye everyone.